Ah. Welcome to Whiskey Edition. My name is Rob, and tonight we're continuing the Fred Minnick Top 105 of 2024 Advent Calendar Edition. And just yesterday I was saying I push record on my camera and I let it run all through the whole thing so I don't screw up like I just screwed up, in which I double tapped it, and you missed me pouring, you missed this. Jeez. And this is the first one too. The proof of date, December 15. Monday, December 15. 15th day, the 15th bottle on the Advent calendar of the top 25, of the top 105, is New Riff Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 8-year, 100 proof, without chill filtration. So that bottle, I poured the 1 ounce into the carafe, which now has 14.5 ounces in it. It had 13.5. Now it has 14.5 because I'm a ½ ounce short on one of them on the sample I had of the Russell 15. I had a whole bunch of words at the front, which I've now forgotten what I was talking about. Something about, I can't believe I'm over halfway through a list that I didn't think I was going to make it through even a quarter of because it's so extensive. It is day 15, but this is Fred's number 58 on his list. I poured a glass, I let it open up, and now I'm going to taste it again because on the smell, on the aroma, oh, I've got a book. I put all the information in the book. So for people who don't understand or are just coming into this debacle, there's 3 videos ahead. The first video is saying the first bottle was this one. I think it was this one. This High West was the number 1 bottle in the Advent calendar, and his number 89. So this was number 1, High West Bottled and Bond. Is it a rye? Yes, straight rye, Bottled and Bond. That was the first bottle in the Advent calendar. We're up to the 15th bottle in the Advent calendar. The number 1 bottle from Fred was Russell's 15, Russell Reserve 15. It is number 7, so it is in the second video. So the first video is the intro. The second video is 2 through 7. Is that right? I think that's about right. Sounds about right. The third video is 8 through 14, and now we're on 15 through 15, 16, 17, 21. 15 through 21. So that's kind of how I'm working it. I do a proof of date with the newspaper, so you say, yeah, you could have done that at any date, like I just kind of hosed this up, and if I had not realized it, I could have gone back if I hadn't thrown the paper away like I did the others. I'd jabber along, but I turn away for the opening. I kind of do this, and then I come around and I do this. Now it's opened up and I can do the palate smelling. I need a big red light, not just the dot. That's the problem. It's the camera's problem, not my problem. Ugh. I got, on the first aroma, I got some spice, because it's kind of a high rye. But I thought I got a little caramel in there, maybe a little oak, because it's 8 years. Maybe it had a little more oak in it. I'm gonna go for another palate. On the palate, it doesn't have the spice. The finish, it has a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit. I'm not a huge cinnamon fan, but it's a little bit's there. I don't mind a little bit. But on the palate, a little bit of oak, and I think it kind of had a little caramel in there. I kind of felt something kind of, tasted kind of sweet and caramelly, and it's pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth. I liked it okay, 3.9. So I shot out the number 1 sip. This was 2 sips. 3.9. One sip, everybody knows the rules. 3.9. It's out of 5, which is a bummer because I'll never get to 6, 7, but I guess I could do, I couldn't do that. Anyway. So, I try to intro the first bottle, which, this one, and then the next ones are going to be pretty quick, and then the last one's the finish off. And then for the, 22, 3, 4, 20, 21, then I'll have 22, 23, 24, 25, is that right? 22, 23, 20. I'll have like 4 I'll have to do. Well, I'll have to do those 4. I'll have to do a couple of those together because I won't be around for 2 of the days up to Christmas because I'm going out of town. So I have to do I do have to cram those in on one day. So that'll be fun because they're at the end, but it's not, the order isn't Fred's order. The order is AI's order as to what the 25 that were picked up, the 30 some that I had, the leftovers. What's that movie? The Leftovers? I forgot what it was. And I had also thought it was interesting that AI picked this weeks ago for today, even though yesterday was the tragedy, but this is to Rob Reiner and all the joy he's brought us for all of his movies, including the new Riff on docuseries. This is Spinal Tap. Thought that was kind of, oh, it's music based, so yeah. Cheers to Rob. It's a tragedy. And we'll be here tomorrow for Booker's 2024-3. Stupid story about that because I can't count or can't read or both. Cheers. Be back in like 2 seconds. And I'm back for day, shoot, I better look it up. Didn't do any homework. Day 16. Tuesday, December 16th of the Minnick Top 105, Top 25 Advent Calendar. Tonight, Booker's 2403. It's sitting a Booker's box on a Booker's box. I don't know what kind of craziness this is, but we'll get it out of the box. So that comes off like that. This comes out like that. There we go. So this one, I actually, I screwed up. I think I screwed up. Did I screw up on this one or on the other one? I think I screwed. One of these I bought 2 of on accident. I thought I got the 2503 and I got the 2403, so I think I got 2 2403s. So we'll get this open. Get it. Oh, this is like the worst. Look at this wax. Man, that's, you know, somebody said, man, the wax all over the place here. This is terrible, terrible on the wax. To to soak it in hot water and then it'll peel off good. The only downside of that is if it maybe shattered the neck. So anyway, oh, nice pop, a synthetic cork. Get that in there. 1 ounce. Everybody knows the rules. Pour this off. I'm not doing too good right now, am I? Slopping it all over the place. So we all know about the Bookers. This one is the Master's Distiller batch. So each one of the, every 3, they have them 3 times a year, 24 or 2501, 2, and 3. 2503 is out also. I forgot what it's called. This is the Master Distiller's batch. And they've got, well, what's this one? This one is the By the Pond batch. I'm really hoping it doesn't have like pond scum in it or something. That'd be kind of gross. Booker's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, distilled and bottled by James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. So, unlike some of the others that actually have no, you don't know where they're from. This one you do. 65.15%, 130 proof. 7 years, 8 months, 7 days is the age. That's rather specific. 7 years, 8 months, 7 days. I think, you know, I'm a numbers guy. I would have gone 7 years, 7 months, 7 days. And it made it 67.77% proof. Because that, you know, I don't know if they proofed it down or batched it or what they do. I guess it's batched, because it says batch. Master's Distiller batch, not bottle. So, all right, we'll let this open up, and I got to get the book all set up. So I'll do this. All right. Thought maybe I've opened that. I think I've let that open up enough, and I can't talk for some reason. One thing I did notice going through the book and the proof and checking it against the list, Day 16, Booker's 2024-3, got the right one, 131 proof. So there are different proofs within the batch. Well, it'll have to do because it's open. I checked the other bottle. It is a 2024-03, same proof, so I didn't screw that up. Shocker. All right, let's go for the aroma, the palate, and the finish. Got some oak, got some spice. I wish it had the oak and spice. That's the easy one, right? 7 years, almost 8 years. It doesn't have the mash bill on it. Nice wax though. We're gonna need more wax. It doesn't have any sweet aroma. So it might be a higher rye. Is it on the box? Oh, shoot. Aha, a card. Batch story, which is so freaking small. And my eyes are not that bad, but geez. Third release of Booker's 2024 collection, Master Distiller's batch. Named in honor of a group of distillers I admire greatly. The work in the late 80s and early 90s helped America fall back into love with bourbon and made the industry what it is today. This group made up of legendary legends, that's my words, made up of legends like my dad. Fred wrote this, Fred Noe. Or is it No? Fred No? I should know that. K-N-O-W that. Cummins Peers. God, that's hard to read. At other distilleries during this time, these guys, distillers to get, these guys, older statesmen as we call them, paved the way for the master distiller to get recognized for their craft, even though they became the very first class inducted into the Bourbon Hall of Fame. I remember once I was with my dad when they all met up in Chicago for a festival. We were catching up at a bar, and most of the people there were just 6 random guys drinking bourbon. But someone pointed us out to the bartender and said, "You've got bourbon royalty in here." We all laughed and raised our glasses. While it's true enough now, it wasn't always like this. Back in the day, being a master distiller just meant running the distillery. But these older statesmen changed all that, raising the bar for all of us. The job went from spending every waking moment in a distillery to traveling the world, all while introducing people to our beloved bourbon. They became spokesmen and celebrities in their own right. They made the job as big as they were. I've looked up to these guys my whole life. They showed me the ropes of how to make great whiskey and built my love and respect for everything that goes into this craft. I'm proud to follow in their footsteps and honor them with this batch. Oh, and there's the mash bills on the back, and equally as small. I won't read all of that. I didn't mean to read all of that, but I just kind of got into reading it. 10%, no, it's not really the batch. 10% from the 6th floor, 11% from the 6th floor of Warehouse Z, and then of Warehouse I, 42% 6th floor Warehouse 3, 37% came from 3rd floor of 9-story Warehouse J. Man, that's like they must have like a Pokemon of barrels. like we have Pokemon of bourbon. All right, back to this. Sorry about that. I guess you can go to bookers.com, bookersbourbon.com, and get more information. Little oaky, I think I said oaky, oaky for Muskokie, and some spice. Have a taste. Woo. That drink's hot. It's not bad. It's pretty smooth. Smooth, drink's hot. That's smooth down there. I didn't get a ton of aroma, but that's my schnoz is probably the problem with that, but I thought I got some oak. The finish, pretty medium on the finish, not too bad. Trying to think of what I got. Spice all over the place. I don't know if that's baking. It's not really cinnamon. It's not really cinnamon. It's just kind of spice. I'm going to put not cinnamon. And I can't even spell it. Cinnamon. 3.6 for tonight. It's okay. It's not hugely my jam. One thing about all these different batches, they're, you know, maybe consistent within the batch, but not batch to batch. They may not be quite the same. But it's not too bad. It's a good. It's okay. Have another sip. Spice is really powerful on this. I like it better than some of the others. It's fine. Yeah, 3.6. We'll be back tomorrow. Where are we? Jefferson Ocean Double Barrel Rye, 96 proof. So this is one of those that's finished in the sea, or it's finished at sea, I believe. We'll read the tag on that one too, but it's not as long as this one. Hey, welcome to day 17, Wednesday, December 17th. Here's the paper with all the information on it. Tonight, Ocean Double Barrel Rye Whiskey from Jefferson. Ocean Double Barrel Rye, 96 proof. Got the right proof, I do. Number 54 on Fred's Top 105 for 2024. It is ours, day 17 on the Minnick Advent calendar of the top 25 of the 37 of the 50 or so that I bought. Let's get this opened up, pour it, and I'll read a little bit of the hang tag, because the Jefferson Ocean Aged at Sea is kind of a unique expression. Some say it tastes like the ocean. This is a double-barreled rye, and we'll see if we can figure out what that all means to get this off. Pour out an ounce for the... I kind of like the bottle, because it's not, it's good, it fits in your fist. Ooh, poured too much last night, and that didn't help the evening much, but you know, got the ounce in there. All right, let this open up and I'll read a little bit about, usually they hold it in. This is so short you can barely see the top of it. That's okay. Voyage 26, ship's log. Jefferson Social Rye is a rye whiskey aged first in number 3 char barrels, and then double barrel in a split between char 3 and toasted barrels. Jefferson Social Rye was in hyper aged at sea. Wouldn't you put hyper aged in something that goes hyper fast, like a Concord or an SR 71 or something? Because the sea seems rather slow. Hyper aged at sea, it was hurricane season as Ocean Voyage 26. I'm guessing that's what OV means, OV-26, left the port of Savannah, headed for Manzanillo in the Panama Canal. While the number of named storms that developed in the Atlantic Basin was above normal, fewer than expected attained hurricane status. Seas were slight, weather was clear to and through the canal. It almost sounds like a movie. The weather was slight and here and clear. OV-26 was off to a quiet start due to a slight weakening of La Nina in the tropical and Pacific, warmer than normal surface temperatures. Sorry, I'm not reading this well because it is small and I just ran up the stairs to do this. So I'm a little heart rate thing going here. And warmer than normal, thus this. Temperature, surface temperature in parts of the tropic Atlantic reads like a weatherman. It was summer above the equator, but that would change below the equator. Oh, they went en route to New Zealand. Oh, surface temperatures dropped significantly in the South Pacific Basin. Subsurface temperatures have been below average. What the heck? Oh, I guess it just keeps going. Supporting the cooling of the water at the surface, relatively weak easterly winds were overpowered by the upper level westerlies, resulting in wind shear that dramatically churned the chilly seas as Ocean Rye Voyage 26 pushed through to Auckland and on to Brisbane. Getting the whole bit here. Coastal waters off the lee side of the Australia went calm until rounding the southern tip of the continent at Melbourne, where Voyage 26 again faced rough seas until crossing back above the equator north of New Guinea. I need a map. I think the map is actually on the website, now that I think about it. I think I've done these before. I think. It sounds like the wind and seas outside is tough. Temperatures were again in the mid to upper 80s and the seas flattened to Singapore, Korea, and Japan. All storm activity was concentrated off Central America, where multiple tropical cyclones were blowing simultaneously by the time Voyage 26 reached the area. All the storms had blown themselves out. Patches back through the canal, and home to Savannah was smooth with barely a ripple. So, the constant motion, dramatic fluctuations, the air temperature caramelizes sugars in the wood, salt air permeates the barrels, the final result, rye whiskey that is darker, richer, and more caramelized than non-chill filtered, allowing for an even, it is then, non-chill filtered, allowing for an even fuller flavor profile, bringing you a rye like no other. Does it say where? It's got kind of a map on the back. Can't see that in the glare, maybe not. What I wanted to see was where it was. Oh man. Product of Canada, bottled for Jefferson's Bourbon Company, Crestwood, Kentucky. Huh. So I wonder if this is the rye, must be Canadian rye. So what else has Canadian rye in it? Whistle Pig? What else has Canadian rye in it? Canada, I don't say Canada Dry. Crown Royal rye? Do I have a Crown Royal rye? Maybe not. Oh wait. No, that's Dickel. Same kind of bottle. I thought it was handy, but must be way stuffed in the back somewhere. Anyway, we'll let this open up just another minute. And just like that, we're back. I did fill out the book. I forgot to show the book. Filled it out. I was going to look up some information on the Jefferson rye, why it's out of Canada, which seems kind of odd. Then it goes to Kentucky. Then it goes to, what did it say, down to Savannah, Georgia. Down, I guess that's over to, is that right, Savannah? Savannah, Port of Savannah. I think I've been to Savannah. I wonder how big the ship is. Does it have like a boat on the front? Yeah, I guess it does have kind of a boat or a ship. Something they do up here, and it's probably too small for Fred's list, is it Fremont? I think it's Fremont Distilling. Has their storms at seas, and I did a video on those sometime back, where they put I think they're smaller, like 4 smaller barrels on the Deadliest Catch ships, and when they go up to Alaska to fish, they're on there, and I'm surprised any of it comes back at all, but they're crashing around. And so each ship has a 375 bottle, which is nice, but then you buy a 4-pack and it's like super expensive, but that's pretty interesting. So we're going to get into the nosing, the palate, and the finish. So to get the aroma out of this, it's been sitting for a bit more since I read the babbling brook of the hang tag. It smells like a rye, and I don't want to be predisposed to any ocean smelling, but it definitely has kind of a floral aroma to it. It's not off-putting. I'm not one for the like the perfumey floral. A light floral it's fine, but if it's like punch you in the face, you just walk through Macy's, that's not my gig. Yeah, so okay, give it a taste. You'd think it'd have more oak. Maybe the oak will be on the palate. Let's find out. Because it's been sloshing around in an oak barrel with a number 3 char, blah, blah, blah. That is, oh, that's weird. Caramel? That's got to be caramel. Caramel? Heavy dose of caramel, not a lot of oak. Not really cinnamon. Rice spice, of course. Man, that has got some complexity to it that I was not expecting. I was expecting like fish. I don't know why I was expecting fish, but you know, maybe it's a salted caramel. Maybe that's what's brought it out more. I bet that's it. And the finish isn't super long, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna go 4.0. I don't mind this personally. 4.0. Because it's interesting. Where did it go? Over here, 4.0. 4.0. I can't even read my own handwriting because it's so bad. 4.0. Cool. Way down on Fred's list, it was number, what did I say, 56 or something? 54. So a little over half because he did, no, it's not even over half, 54. He did 105, it'd have to be like 52 and a half. But I'm going to put this up a little higher for me. From a rye standpoint, for me, it seems to be better than some of the Indiana ryes. This is a Canadian rye. Ryes are tough. Ryes are tough to produce because of the growing season. I think is weird, and it's just a tough grain to produce out of. So yeah, 4.0. Tomorrow, Doc Swinson's Alter Ego Sherry and Cognac finish. That's number 61 on Fred's list. And you wonder why there are so many of these down below, because those are the ones that I could actually get. We had 1 and 2, but all these are pretty far down. But that's okay. It's fun. See you tomorrow for day 18. And we're back for the 18th day, Thursday, December 18th, 2025. Here's the newspaper to prove it. Tonight, Doc Swinson's Alter Ego Sherry and Cognac finish, 95.8 proof, about $80. Fred has it at 61. Today it is the 18th in the Fred Minnick 105 top bourbon and whiskeys of 2024 Advent Calendar top 25 picked by AI. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't know how I wound up with 2 of these. I have no idea. It's aggravating. This has a sticker from a store on it. This one does not. I may have bought this one thinking it was something else. I don't remember. They're exactly the same. Well, they're not exactly the same because this has release 21003. This has release 21006. Bottle 5552. Bottle 9812, both out of the same DSP, both the same proof. Straight bourbon whiskey finished in sherry and cognac cask. So let's get, which one should I open? 003, hike. Get this opened up, get the ounce out, rest, and then we'll read a little bit about that. Oh, that's all right. Get the ounce into here, some into here. Kind of a mess, anyway. Things filling up. It is rapidly moving along here, faster than it looked like the other day when it had a lot more to go. We're getting pretty close. Still seems like a ways to go. Anyway, we'll let this open up. Inspired by the old world techniques of Scottish whiskey, no E distillers, Doc Swinson's alter ego Bourbon is finished using Oloroso sherry, Pedro Jimenez sherry, and Cognac casks. These casks allow the delicate characteristics of past occupants to mingle and marry with the smooth yet bold aspects of Doc's Strait bourbon. Each release is then meticulously blended and rested in ex-cognac fodors prior to bottling. Fodors? That's going to have to be looked up. Our finishing and blending technique imparts a dry nuttiness, subtle sweetness, and an extended finish to an already great whiskey with an E, while still allowing that bourbon to shine. Distilled in Indiana, meticulously finished, bottled by Distillers Way, LLC. Oh, I thought it was Doc Swinson's. Ferndale, Washington. I guess I got to change the book. I already wrote in the book where I thought it all came from. I'll have to fix that because it's Distillers Way, not Doc Swinson. I can fix that real quick and put an arrow. Distillers Way. I found out some disturbing news before I came to do the video. Somebody actually watches these videos. Irene, if you're watching this, shout out. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll let this open up and I'll be back in a second. All right, let's get into this. Doc Swinson's alter ego, finished in, I have to look at it, triple cask, sherry and cognac casks. Must be double. What is it? I don't know what I should have looked up what a fodors. Rested in ex-cognac fodors. Wasn't Fodor the guy in that movie? Fodor. Help me here, folks. Hobbit. Fodor's Baggins. That's right. I know that's right. Check me if I'm wrong. Meticulously blended and rested. Oh, Oloroso sherry, Pedro Jimenez sherry, and cognac cask, then resting in a fodor. If I remember, I'll put a picture of whatever the hell a fodor is up there. All right, let's get to smell it. Oh, yeah, you get that sherry and or cognac right off the nose. Very sweet. Almost like a prune or some plummy thing. So that's going to be very interesting on the taste. All right, let's have a pull on this. That's weird. Hits late. Plumish. I don't drink a lot of sherry or cognac, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But you definitely get kind of that wine-ish, wine-like, but thick, like a thick wine, not like a dessert wine. Isn't that a Merlot? Maybe not. But you know what some of you may know what So I get it. The finish isn't super long. It's not short, but it does finish with that kind of wine feel to it. So it's not like fortified wine like Mad Dog. That would be fortified wine. So it's not like that. So it's like the other way around. The wine is fortifying the bourbon, the Indiana bourbon, not the in Washington bourbon where Doc Swinson's is. It's okay, 3.5. I'll put it at 3.5. It's probably, I liked it a little better than some of the others, but I'm going to stick with 3.5. 3.5. Everything's scoring about the same. They're not awful, and they shouldn't be awful on a list. The top 105, unless it's just not in your palate and it's a complete stinker, but so far it's been okay. All right. Tomorrow, the 19th day, Milam and Greene triple cask. So that'll, and that, where is that? That's number 44, that's jumping up almost 20 spots. Yeah. Yeah, that plumish, winish, grapish. I guess a plum isn't a grape, it's a fruit. Well, it's not a grape. Plum is it's gotta be a fruit. I get plum, and I have to look up and see what sherry is made from. Maybe it's made from kind of a plum or a date, and it's not really a prune. It's interesting. I've got 2 bottles of it. Maybe one will be a gift. See you tomorrow. 2 seconds later, tonight, oh, just about mess that up. Friday, December 19th, the 19th day of the Minnick 105 Top 2024 Bourbons and Whiskeys, diluted into 25 days of Advent for 2025. Here's today, Friday, December 19th, 19th day, Milam and Greene, triple cask, a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. Here it is. Let's get it cracked open, poured off the neck, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Maybe. There we go. All right. Nice pop. Now, I don't know a lot about these, probably stupidly, before I buy them. Some you do, you know, the High Wests and whatnot that are a little more ubiquitous. This one, Milam and Greene, or Milam, Milam, I'm not sure which it is. I didn't know anything about. I read the notes on it. I've started kind of going right to the distilled by. And in the case of the Milam and Greene, distilled in Tennessee, Kentucky, and Texas, bottled by Provision Spirits, Blanco, Texas. And so that's, I guess, the triple cask, the Tennessee, Kentucky, and Texas casks mushed together for 94 proof, artfully proofed, matured, and batched. So they did mature it. In Texas, well, maybe not. They could have matured it wherever before they got the barrels. What you hold in your hand is premium batch whiskey crafted with both luxurious cocktails and relaxed sipping in mind, made by marrying beautifully matured straight bourbon whiskeys that were distilled by our team in both Kentucky and Texas with a hint of Tennessee bourbon for structure. The richness of textures and aromas will and I can't read, will envelop you. The Milam and Greene team are the most experienced craft whiskey makers in the USA. For more information, please visit them at milamandgreene.com. So we'll let this open up. We'll do the aroma of the palate and the finish. Gonna have to change things up. When am I gonna change things up? I have to accelerate here pretty quick because I got to bug out. So I think maybe tomorrow, so like the 20, we'll do the 20 and the 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 hike. Maybe oh, speaking of hike, how about that game? I didn't watch the game. I watched some of the game, but anyway. So yeah, so we'll see how that shakes out and let this open up. We got everything? Oh, the book. All right, pre-filled out the book so it's ready to go. And we're back. All right, let's, this has opened up a bit. I think I know where it is from Tennessee this is from. Because I smell vitamins, like Flintstone vitamins. I kind of wish I had more time or more inclination to grab something. Oh, wait. If I grabbed this and tasted it against this, would I find that they had a similar structure? Because they said something about structure in there. I don't know, maybe from Tennessee. But it was just a quick whiff. I'm not getting a lot. What is that, medicine-y? What would you call that? Maybe a little floral. Yeah, go for the taste. It's not too bad. It's not super thick. It's the, what you call it, entrails or tentrails or whatever what are they calling those things? They're running down the sides. Are pretty quick compared to some of the others. It's not super complex. I don't know about the Texas thing. It's really perplexing. Well, usually I'm right on with the number, and I'm thinking low threes. I mean, it's not awful, but it's not spectacular. What did Fred have it? He had it at 44. This is the highest one in a bit. There's not a lot there. Not great. Not my, I mean, some things aren't my jam because of the way they taste. This is just, to me, it doesn't have a lot of taste in that kind of that vitamin-y odor I got it. Maybe, did I get it because I read it and it didn't tell me exactly where it came from? Like Dickel out of Tennessee? I don't know. The finish isn't that long. Can I go 3-1 and be, people not get mad at me? I mean, it's not awful. I mean, these are all in the high threes. I don't think I've had a stinker yet, but it's just not super exciting. 3-1. And it's funny is I think this is the lowest one of some that aren't super bad. 3.8, 3.6. Oh, there's a 3. What was the 3? Amrut. Oh yeah, it's better than the Amrut. Okay, we'll give it that. 3.2, the Bulliet. 3.2, St. Cook American Whiskey and Zin Barrels. 3.9, 3.7. So yeah, 3.1. We'll return tomorrow in about 2 seconds, and likely. Am I doubling up tomorrow? I'll have to figure that out if I'm going to double up. I didn't want to double up, but I started when I'm supposed to start. But the downside of the starting when I'm supposed to start is I had travel planned and that screws up the Advent calendar picking thing. So yeah, see you in a second. And we're back. Tonight, Heaven Hill Grain to Glass Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. This is Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. 123.2 proof. I got the right one. It is number 38 on the Fred Minnick Top 105 of 2024, which has been redacted and deduced and all that stuff down to the 25 Advent calendar days for today, Saturday, December 20, the 20th day of 2025. figured out how we're gonna do something a little bit unique to finish off, because I can't finish off, but I've got it figured out. I've got a plan, and you'll see that plan in a couple of clips. Let's get this open, poured and opened up for the tasting, for good things about this. I don't know if this is the, I don't know if this is the better one of the bunch, but we'll find out, because I had the others. There's a bourbon, and actually I think on this one they have, this is ridiculous. There we go. Oh, nice. Big cork action. Big sturdy cork action here. There's that ounce into the carafe. Pour some of this. That. Let that open up. This is a, look at the mouth on that. I don't think I've seen a mouth on a bottle that big since, never mind. Yeah, so let this open up and we'll get on with it. Oh yeah, I gotta do my spin. All right, let's get into this Heaven Hill grain to glass. I think it's grain to glass. I want to say grain to grass, but I know that's not right. This is the rye whiskey. I don't know what Beck's corn seed varietal Beck's. That's supposed to be the corn. Beck's 6158. Again, this is the 2024 release. It's distilled in 2017. Kind of gives the implied age, 7 years. Guess so. That is not made obvious on this. Usually the age statement is right out front. This is just the distilled 2017, released in 2024, so 6 or 7 years. All right, let's get into it. Aroma, palate, finish. Oh, I've got my book. The book is filled out, and it's really filled out for reasons that will be known later. Rye spice. Seems to have a little more complexity, probably the age. Take a taste. Whew. Hot, 123.2 proof. The finish is where I'm getting, what am I getting on that? It is good. I think the palate has some sweet. It's odd that it would have any sweet because it's a rye, but it's kind of sweet. Kind of like I don't want to say I'm getting a caramel, but I'm kind of getting a caramel. Caramel? That stupid word. Off of it, and the finish is about medium, so we'll do this at 3.6. We'll do a 3.6 on this guy. Many haven't cracked in above 4, only a couple of them, but this isn't too bad. It's hot. It is hot. Both with the it's kind of weird. It does have kind of a weird finish though. The late finish on it. I don't know if that was because of what I had for dinner or what. Yeah, it's a little. I think I'm gonna stick with my number, but. Yeah, it doesn't drink like 123 proof. So well, it's not smooth at that proof. It's not too bad. So I'm going to stick with that 3.5. So we will see you. When are we going to see you? In a second. For the next one, Michter's Toasted Barrel Finish. That one. What does he have it at? Oh, he has it down at 101. Wow. See in a minute. Seconds. And we're back. Tonight, Michter's limited release, Toasted Barrel Finish. Today, Sunday, December 21, the 21st day. The 21st day of the Fred Minnick Top 105 of 2024, down selected to 25 of his bourbons on his list for our Advent calendar. We're getting very close to the end, and tonight, again, the Michters release his number on this, 101. 91.4 proof. I don't know why it's not. Well, we'll find out if it's his 101 or maybe it'll be my higher than 101 or 20, whatever, 21. This looks like a real simple open. It is. No. Michters, no plastic wrap or wax or any of that business on there. Just pop and go. Pour our ounce out into our carafe. There we go. Pour this to our deal here. Oop. And as was alluded to in the previous video, I figured out how to fit them all in, and so trying to pour a little lighter, but we'll let this open up and we'll be right back. All right, I think we've opened up enough. Let's get into this Michter's limited release toasted barrel finish. I forgot where I got this. I didn't look it up. I did get another one at the big box. I won an opportunity to purchase it, so I thought I'd take that since they're tough to get. Hope it's worth it as a backup. Toasted barrel finish. Doesn't have an age statement. Peak flavor, it is further mellowed by our signature filtration. Now I've been to the Michter's, well, it's like their distillery outlet. They're on, I guess is it Broadway or the main street in Louisville. And very interesting, very nice. Behind the screen is where they have like a smaller distillery area. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they do this there. Did I show this up close? I don't know if they do this there or other special blends, but it's not big enough for their larger, more frequent released items, which I forget which one I had, but the Michter's American is one of my more favorite daily sippers when I have it on hand. I like the balance and I like the flavor, and so that's part of what started this disaster that we're calling a journey. All right, let's get into the aroma. I already filled out the book. The book is ready. The aroma, the palate, and the finish. Right off, you get the barrel, you get the toast, and I think I like that. A little sweet, a little caramel. Let's go for a sip. Yeah, caramel all day, sweet. The mouthfeel is oily, thick, rich. Caramel on the finish, 4.2, easy 4.2, maybe even 4.3. It's not super high proof. That's probably why it's really a lot more palatable, if you will. You're not getting burnt right out of the chute. The finish is long. .5. This is good. The caramel on the finish, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's on the palate, but it stays around, and it's like having one of those ones that you get at the 5 and dime store that I can't have anymore because I'll probably pull a crown off or something. So I don't do those caramels anymore if I can help it. All right, in the book, we're on 4.5. That was easy. 4.5 hike. Gold, clear, thick, clings. Karen, I'll finish out the rest of that. And in a few seconds, what's on tap? For tomorrow, day 22, the Leopold Brothers 8-year bourbon, 110 proof. So, yeah, we'll see you in a few seconds. And we're back for day 22, Monday, December 22nd. How fast this has gone. Tonight, Leopold Brothers 8-year barrel-aged straight bourbon whiskey finished in 3-chamber rye whiskey barrels. So let's get this torn up and poured. I'll tell a little bit about it. Oh man, I ripped it too fast. Shoot. Shoot. Oh, this is a mess. Ah, there we go. Ouch. Once we get all the foil off while we're at it, or as much as we can. Ah, there it is. All right, the 1 ounce in the carafe, getting full, getting very full, only 3 more days, 22, 3, 4, 5, only 3 more days. So while this is opening up, I'll tell you a little bit about the Leopold Brothers 8-year, finished in 3-chamber rye whiskey barrels. On the back, this is out of Denver, Colorado, distilled by Leopold Brothers. And there is another version of this that is really expensive, and I think it's the 3-chamber rye. I've got a Dickel Leopold combo thing, but I don't have that 3-chamber rye. It just seems really expensive for $76.99 is what I paid plus tax, and I don't know if I got it here or somewhere else. I honestly do not know. It's got an RFID tag on here. That's kind of crazy. I almost wonder if I put my phone against it. If I'll do that. Well, anyway. We age our bourbon for a full 8 years in our traditional dunnage warehouse before finishing it in our singular 3-chamber rye whiskey barrels. Rye whiskey barrels. As a result, it has notes of orange marmalade, maple candy, and cocoa on the nose with pear vanilla and fresh lavender on the finish. I will be the judge of that since I can't taste a damn thing out of these things. Mash bill, 65% corn, 50% rye, 20% Leopold Brothers floor malt. I read this earlier and I thought it said floor mat. Like gross, but floor malt. So it's high malt, 20%. A lot of these others are in the single digits or whatever. So let this open up. Here on the 22nd day of the Advent calendar of the 25 I picked out of the 30 some of the 50 of the ones I have of the Minnick 105 for 2024. Let this open up and I'll see if I can get this to work over on my phone. It's kind of weird. Well, it's opened up, and in that time I didn't find anything on the sticker. It's on the front of this 110 proof Leopold Brothers Barrel Select whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey finished in 3-chamber rye. Huh, well, let's get into it. I'm glad I can't remember, anything beyond a couple minutes, because then I would have remembered the notes. The only note I remember is marmalade, orange marmalade. I don't remember any others. Pear, I thought I heard a pear in there. I don't know if I'm getting a pear. maybe a little fruit, but then the rye coming from the barrels. It is high proof, 110, so I'm getting a little spice. Well, let's go for a taste. It's not bad. It is mouth coating. It has a lot of mouthfeel to it. For 110 proof, usually that's getting to the point where it starts to scrape the inner lining of your mouth off, but it's not as, I don't think it's as stringent. That's a new word in the book. It's already in the book. I filled that out, so that's good to go. It's kind of like if they tell you, if you go way back in the stupid archives, the wheel of notes, if somebody tells you a note, then you're more predisposed to finding that note, and is that note there? I don't know. I'm gonna say a 3.8. It's not awful, it's not super complex, but I like the mouthfeel. I do like that at the proof. While I can't pick out the fruits, it's not that it's sweet and it's not floral, so it might be a little fruity. We'll go with that. 3.8. Tomorrow, in just a few seconds, you'll see, what will you see? The new Riff 8-year. Now this is in the last 3 days. There could be some shenanigans going on with those last 3 days. I was going to end it after today being, it's going to end it the other night and then start a new one, but then it would have finished. So I'm just blowing through all of them, and you'll see how in a second. And we're back. Sort of. I believe in the video you just saw, it will imply that this video was going to be done the next day and the next day and the next day, and that is minimally true. I will put the date up as what we are currently experiencing here. It is Tuesday, December 23rd, 23rd day of the Advent calendar. It is the new Riff 8-year-old Kentucky Straight Rye, number 41 on the Minnick 105 top for 2024, and day 23, a little closer there, it's a nice bottle, day 23 of the Minnick Advent calendar. So let's get this opened up. I believe I got this, I think I got both of the new Riffs in Savannah, maybe? I think maybe Savannah. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a real cork. And I'm not gonna pour it over the thing for the 1 ounce. 1 ounce, and here's the pour for the taste. Made a mess. This thing is really filling up. All right, we've got our ounce in there. I've got it in the book already, ready to go for the aroma, the palate, and the finish. You'd think after doing this 2 times, I would have figured all that out and had it roll right off, but it doesn't. So we'll be back after it opens up in a few minutes. All right, I'm gonna let that open up a little bit more, but I'm gonna get into, just real quick, the new Riff. I don't remember if new Riff had contract distilled before, but now they are distilled, aged, and bottled by New Riff Distilling, Newport, Kentucky. So I don't know where I heard that. It's 8-year-old, which for a rye is, I think that's pretty impressive. Aged at least 8 years, so it could be longer. It is a 95.5 mash bill. So it is a rye, not even a high rye. like a high rye bourbon are 51%, so it's high, it's full rye. The one we did a few days ago, 63% rye, 24% corn, 13% malt. And this is the Greene to glass that you saw a few days ago, and out of Heaven Hill. And so what do we got? 100. This is 100 proof. Is it bottled in bond? No, it is not. It's without chill filtration. This one doesn't say. So a lot higher rye on this one. So this will be good. This will be a good. I gotta have some water. Where's my water? Darn it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, water. This will be a good comparison of the 95.5 to the Heaven Hill 63 in corn, and that's probably why, man, if I could only go back a few days, that is probably why it had that sweeter taste to it that I wasn't expecting because of the corn. It does have corn in it. Interesting. No corn. Let's have a aroma, palate, and finish. High rye spice. Not overly pungent. I mean, some I've, over the past 20 or so of these have done, a couple of them have been, you just get close to it and you're like, oh, well, there's that. So, not so much on this. Got a little bit of something there. Let's just go right to the taste. Recognizing that the previous rye that we did a few days ago was really high proof, and this is low proof. This, if they had been done side by side, they would have been very different in their palate. This one is actually pretty smooth, but not as thick and burning as the high proof, which is maybe should be kind of obvious. This is smooth. It's not too bad. I don't. Let's see if I can cut that out. If not, this is my cutting it out. I like it. It's not so hot. And usually I give a score like right away, but I'm going to have to. Yeah, I give a score right away, but I'm going to have a little. .37. It's okay. I mean, it's a good sipping rye because it's not overpowering. It's not overly floral. It's not overly fruity or anything like that. It's just a good basic sipping rye, and you wouldn't have to ice it or tone it down any because it's 100 proof. It's got high age. It probably does have a little bit of oak to it, not a ton. I like it okay. What did I say? 3.7? I think I said 3.7. Make sure I get to the appropriate page. There it is. New Riff 8-year rye. Strength 100 proof. Doesn't really cling to the thing too long. It's got kind of thin, clear. We'll call it gold. 3.7. Everyone knows the rules. All right, tomorrow, I got to get this right. Tomorrow should be good. Also good. They're all good. Some of them aren't great. That's good. It's the Smoky Hill Blue Corn Barrel Proof Straight Bourbon. So stay tuned for that. I have decided that I'm going to stitch all of these together. these last few. I'm not going to do the 7. There's going to be, I think, 10. So I did the first 25. No, that's not right. I did the first 15, now the final 10. So 4 videos of torture. So be back in a second for tomorrow's Smoke Eye Hill. And we're back for day 24 of the Fred Minnick 105 Top 2024 Whiskey Advent Calendar with the top, maybe not top 25, but the 25 selected by AI. Out of the bottles I had bought to fill out the list of his top 105. And this one, tonight, again, because we had to do this, showing the signs of the times, December 24th, the 24th day in the Advent Calendar, a little redaction going on there to keep it within the theme of an edition. I cracked myself up. Is tonight Smoke Eye Hill barrel proof straight bourbon whiskey, aged 5 years. This one, 134.2 proof. I had this one already, so I put it in the mix. Theirs is 131.4 proof. That's hot. So let's get a ounce poured off. It's not the neck necessarily. And I think, I don't know if I made this put this in one of my other videos on the whiskey edition. Big cork game. Holy buckets, this is a metal. It's gotta be metal. Yeah, this is a metal cork, and it is heavy duty cork. I'm not sure what else you can do with that. Smoke Eye Hill out of, well, I'll go through that in a minute. Get that taken care of. Let that open up. But I did some reading or whatever, or maybe I read it on the back. It is contract distilled, I believe. Exclusively distilled for Hazelwood Spirits Company in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, because it is a blue corn. So it is not a normal Lawrenceburg, Indiana distillate, if we know what we mean. And then it is barreled, aged, and bottled by that company, Hazelwood Spirits Company, in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So this is the second pseudo Colorado bourbon on his list. What was the other one? I don't remember. But we'll let this open up, this 134.2 monster, and we'll sip it. It's almost done. We're almost done. One more day, we're almost done. I think that's opened up quite enough at 134.2. What was I going to say about this? I picked this up down the street. I had a sample. She said, do you want to buy a bottle? I said, yes. I don't know how long I've had it, but it's got like a 2019 on the sticker on the back, but I think I've had it. I don't think I've had it since 2019. But that would maybe be when it was barreled? I don't know. Hard to say these days. Let's get in for the aroma, the palate, and the taste. It's already in the book because I put them in so I didn't get confused. At the end of the run here, Christmas Eve, December 24th, the 24th day of the Advent Calendar. I smell hotness. I smell heat. Maybe a little oak. It's only 5 years. It wouldn't have that much oak, you wouldn't think, but let's go for the taste. It's hot, burns the mouth. But it tastes good. It's not super smooth, but it's got good flavor and complexity. And I seem to remember, when I've had this in the past, the reason it was, had that, not the reason it had the flavor, but the reason I kept it around and got it from the sample, she gave me the sample, I tasted it, hey, that's great, let's buy a bottle of that. So that's a good way to go, rather than buying a whole bottle and going, hey, that was a waste of X dollars. But this one's good. I don't think it was as good as a couple days ago, the Michter's, but I'm going to put this at 4.1. Yeah, 4.1. It's sweet. Maybe it's the blue corn. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. 4.1. But the proof does come out. I mean, but it has lingered on. It's got a sweet taste. I don't want to say caramel again because caramel's too easy, but it's definitely got some sweetness to it. Maybe a little chocolatey. I don't know. It's good. So tonight is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, the last day of the 25th day of the Advent calendar. I think some end on 24, which would have been easy. This one ends on 25, one more. That's going to be Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A124. Last year's opening salvo from Elijah Craig. So it'll be good to see how that stacks up with the other 24 in the pile. Till then, hopefully Santa brings all the Christmas presents he could possibly fit down the chimney, which I think is a metaphor for this tonight, down the chimney. Cheers. See you in the morning or tomorrow. And we're finally back for the final episode of the Fred Minnick top 105 of 2024, 25 top AI picked Advent calendar choices from the batch that I bought this last year to see how many I guess I could get in that top 105, and then I couldn't figure out what to do with them all, and I said the day before the Advent calendar needed to start, I'm going to put these in the Advent calendar, but how am I going to do that? How am I going to? So what I did is I deselected, got the ones out that I thought, well, those are going to be tough to find, or I just didn't want to open them right away, which is maybe a little inconceivable? No. Incongruous? No. You know what word I'm looking for. Somebody will figure it out. And I think I still, I had like 37. There's a big pile back here that didn't make the AI pick 25 for the Advent week, Advent month, whatever, 25 top picks. What is the word? I'll figure it out. But here is the 25th day, the 25th of December, the only Christmas sweater I have that isn't, well, it's I guess it has kind of beer on it, but I guess they say that the beer mash is kind of the precursor to the distilling anyway, and I know a place down here in the Pacific Northwest area that uses old beer mash. Did they use old beer mash? Malt? I don't know what they use, but they call the beer the kilt lifter, and that's what they call the out of Copperworks. That's what they call theirs. Anyway, so tonight, the final night, the present you've all been waiting for this whole time. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A124, 119 proof, about $80. This is aged 10 years, 9 months, 119 proof. Standard Elijah Craig bottle, but what is special about this bottle, and is the gift for this special day, Connor or somebody, master distiller, signed the back of this bottle, and I have no idea why. I've even forgotten where I got this bottle. That's awful, but he signed it. Some would say never open that bottle, and I would usually abide by that because I'm a weirdo that way, but tonight we're going to open it. Maybe for this Christmas Eve, not Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, because it's the 25th day. There we go. Now it's open. We're going to fill up the, there we go. It's now open. No going back now. It's got a little bit more than an ounce. Into the carafe. The carafe now has roughly 24.5 ounces of this Advent Calendar's picks in it. If you went back far enough in the archives, you'd see that this guy had, I believe, this guy has the 2023 picks in it. Not all of them, but the ones I was doing the bracket with. We'll have to have a 23-24 taste off. Fill this up a little bit. Let it open up for a few minutes rather than me blathering on here. Hope everybody got what they wanted from Santa. If we still do that sort of thing, or whatever gift giving comes your way. What is that word I was looking for? While we let this open up, I'll think about it. Disingenuous. It wasn't in, it was disingenuous to do what I did, but it's as close as I could come in short notice like that. Maybe this next year, if I decide to do this again, it is not a inexpensive undertaking, but when you spread it out over like 11 months, I think I was finding the bottles on his list, and so I doubled up on like a moron. But some of them are not inexpensive, like that. The number one on the whole pick and the whole list, the Russell 15, that's not an inexpensive bottle. Booker's not inexpensive. This Cock of the Walk, I don't remember, what was Cock of the Walk? $150. Number 76 on his list. I don't know why I bought this. Because they said they could get it. I said, fine. And then they got a 6-pack, and guess how many they have left still? 5. So they're not real happy about that. But then you've got some of these, like this Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell 8-year. That's down, you know, that's not a huge expensive one. So, and then you got really nice people who give you a K-Luke sample, so you have that. But yeah, there's I don't want to know what the total cost is on all these, but it's a disaster. So we'll let this open up. The Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A124 last year's, which is very quickly going to be 2 years ago. Last year, 2024's opening salvo from Elijah Craig from the ABC line. ABC, did they do a D? It's been a weird year. Not all, they haven't all dropped. I think they just do 3. ABC. I'll be back in a second. All right, I think that's opened up quite enough for this final night. Christmas Day Eve. Yeah, because Christmas Eve day is yesterday. Christmas Day night. Christmas night. No, I don't know. Get the aroma and the palate going in the finish. We've got it in the book already. It's already in the book. Take the notes. This one, unlike the one we did a couple days ago, a few days ago, didn't come with notes on the back. It just has the master distiller's name, Connor. Must be Connor O'Brien? I don't know, I can't read it. Okay. Something I can look up and stick somewhere. Well, I'm not getting a ton off of it. Maybe some oak, because it is almost 11 years, which is fantastic for this price point. Probably where it should be on all of them. That one from the other night was $79.99 and it was 8-year. I think its MSRP was $70 though. Paid more, of course. All right, let's go for a taste. That is interesting. He has this at number 15. And Fred and mine's overall palate is not always in synchronous. It's almost cigar-like. So it's kind of tobacco-y, I guess. Tobacco-ish, tobacco-flavored, cigar blended, but it's not a cigar blend. It's just aged just about right. It's got a very interesting taste, and it's got good mouthfeel, and it's not too bad. I can see why it's on the list. Huh. Where am I going to put this? 4.1. I think some of the others were higher. It's out of the threes for me. There were no stinkers in the batch from this 25 Advent calendar. A couple of them were stinker-ish, but they weren't all. There weren't any, ones or twos or any of those. Probably because there was no Boone Farm or something like that in there. Yeah, let me have another draw on this. I didn't get that tobacco on the aroma. But I definitely get, it's weird. I'm not saying it's like drinking a cigarette, because that would be gross, but it does have a tobacco flavor, almost a cigar flavor to it. That is just really interesting. 4.1. So I would encourage, I guess I could encourage everybody, because I haven't done it yet, not because it would predispose me to any of the notes or anything, but how Fred came up with this, to go to his channel and see if you can find all of these. I probably should have put up on the thing, which one it was and this and that, and I didn't do that because, time is short these days, and with shopping and going out and buying stuff and all that, and now reveling with your family and your friends over the holidays and all that, it makes it a little challenging to be really extra. Doing the best I can. So hey, if you've stuck through this long, I really appreciate it. Those are the 25 Advent calendar picks from Fred Minnick's 2024 pick. 2024 105 top whiskeys of the year of Fred Minnick's. So it's a long way to get there, but thanks for sticking with it if you did. I don't have a prize for you if you made it this far, but leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and what I'll try to do whenever I can is do a taste through these. Like this one, I probably won't exactly do a taste through on this, the Willet Purple Top, which is an 8-year, but I heard it was mislabeled. It should be a 10-year, but who knows about that. Oh wait, I've got a sample of it. Yeah, I got to sample that one. And some of these others, like the Cock of the Walk, I've been to this distillery outside of Bardstown, or maybe it wasn't Bardstown. I forgot. Yeah, Bardstown. Bardstown's a big city, a lot of distilleries there. And some of the others. Get those opened up and do a also ran drink through. I did hear that doing 2 or 3 a night, not that that could have happened, is probably a better choice than 10, because not only do you lose your palate, which I have none of anyway, you get drunk, and then you don't know what the hell you're doing. So we'll try to get these in there, the carafes. I have been terrible at mixing. The last carafe batch I did, the furlough batch, I drank all that for good reason. So thanks for sticking around. Again, like, share, subscribe, and happy holidays. We'll see you next year, or soon after then. Yeah, next month, year, whatever. Thanks. It is, but I don't know what the word is, this 25th day of December, the 25th day of the Advent calendar.